solo drill for Form 1, which I call the gate, because it's the gateway to all the other forms of saber combat and all the tactical applications that can be applied in actual combat. This second form deals with a very important kind of movement, and that is changing directions. As you will see afterwards, the whole solo form is aimed at defending against multiple imaginary opponents that are attacking from all sides. So you have to constantly change the direction you are defending and you're attacking. It is vital to combine these movements with the right kind of footwork. I have already done a tutorial video on footwork in Form 1, so if you're not sure how to do this, look it up. And what I do now is just getting you into the crucial factors of this second solo drill. First of all, when you do a change in direction, you can either do it in an angle of about 90 degrees to your right, to your left, or you could turn around by 180 degrees, so you're facing in the opposite direction. When you do a turn, say towards your right, and you can do this either by stepping with your leading foot towards the side you want to face in and turn your hips, so now you're facing in a 90 degrees angle from your starting position, or, and that's what you will see in the solo drill, or more often in the solo drill, is by stepping with the backwards foot in a certain circling way. So now when I turn my hips like this, I have not only changed the direction I am looking at, but also my leading foot. With this movement there comes a certain torsion in the upper body. So when I step, I have created a torsion in my upper body. When I turn my hips now to face in the direction, I can use this torsion to power a cut. And this is a very important thing to keep in mind when you are doing this second solo drill, because this drill is not only a method of teaching you how to move in different directions when fighting, but also how to generate power through movement and footwork. The next step is, when stepping in a 90 degrees angle, the next step is to turn around 180 degrees. So I'm facing in the opposite direction. You could either turn on the spot by turning your hips, bringing your back foot around and sliding your former front foot behind you. Probably do this one more time, with a little more distance from the camera, so you can see it better. That's a total turn of the body. In the Italian sources of the 15th and 16th century, this is called a volta di persona, a turning of the body. So, but you can also do a step forward in your facing direction, and from this step forward you begin the turning of the hip. So now you're facing in the opposite direction. And with this movement you can generate a lot of power to cut or parry against an opponent coming from behind you. This will not be a very this will not come to be very often, but it's a method of generating power. And if you're doing some choreographies and some stage fights, it's a really cool movement to make. So, when I'm doing this with saber in hand, I turn 90 degrees to my right with the leading foot, or I turn 90 degrees to my right with my back foot. And now I turn 180 degrees by turning on the spot or by stepping and cutting with the turn. When you have this, when you get this right, and you will see it in the solo drill, there are some movements where I step offline and turn away. So this is a combined movement. The first movement is to step offline when the first attack would come straight at me. I step offline, so the attack misses me, or I can parry more easily. And from this step, I'm turning my hips to face 90 degrees in the other direction. This is called, in the Italian sources, this is called a mezza volta di persona, and it's a half turning of the body. So, when we are attacked from straight ahead, step offline, cutting down, or parry. The next thing we will see in the solo form and the solo drill is inverted cuts. You see, a saber is round. There are no edges. If we keep in mind that this glow stick is here to represent a plasma blade, a thing that can cut from every angle, the thing is, you could swing it any way you want and it would cut. But most people, because this is a mechanical thing, try to cut with what is called in swords the true edge. This is when I hold it like this, what's facing downward, this is called the true edge, and what's facing upwards, it's called a false edge. So an inverted cut is a cut done with the false edge. As we have no edges on the combat saber, I call this an inverted cut, because if this is the normal way of cutting, the inverted way is like this. So, an inverted cut is mostly done in form 1, mind you, just form 1, in a cut 3 or cut 9. So, when I cut 3 in a normal way, the palm of my right hand is upwards. When I do an inverted cut of cut 3, the palm of my right hand is facing down towards the earth. When I do a cut 9, normal cut 9, palm of my right hand facing downwards. When I do an inverted cut 9, palm of my right hand facing upwards. And that's about it. That's an inverted cut. Inverted cuts are there to provide speed. So if I'm cutting and changing directions of the cut, then sometimes it can be a greater movement to roll the whole blade around and to cut. It's faster if I keep the hilt in position and just turn the point of the blade and cut in an inverted manner. In the German longsword texts of the 14th and 15th century, this is called a Zwerchhau. To the right and to the left. These are really fast strikes and can be really hard to see and to parry. It's a normal parry of a cut 3 and a cut 9, or you could even you can parry it if it comes in higher. You can cut it with a hanging parry, but these are incredibly fast and therefore really dangerous to defend against. So, with the blade lit, inverted cut 3, inverted cut 9. Inverted cut 3, inverted cut 9, 3, 9, 3, 9, 3, 9. So, by now you have all the necessary tools to train in the second solo drill. Watch it, learn it, and most important, do it. And all I have to say is, may the force be with you.